Hey, what's good? Game on, Wisconsin. Welcome to Victory Monday number 2. Coast to Coast Packers, Victory Monday number 2. Feels good to say that because we were sweating bullets here a couple weeks ago. But I'm flying on cloud 9 today. How are you feeling on Victory Monday number 2, Omer?
You know what? I am feeling absolutely amazing. I think it was a great game. There's so many pros. There's some things we need to clean up. I think Justin said it best here. But truth be told, man, like it was a great game. I was really looking forward to seeing Jordan play. I think people need to understand I'm not trying to see my man get hurt. I just enjoy watching him play football. But on the flip side, seeing Malik Willis out there looking like Colin Kaepernick 2.0 and just keeping our hopes alive. And literally, we are right now Paul Rudd. I know I use that analogy a lot, but we are Paul Rudd right now. So who thought we would be here after week 1? Not
Look
me.
At us.
Not you. Look at us.
Yeah, look at us.
And it's true. 2-1 with Love out. Hey, I'm taking it all day, man. So I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. How about you, man? How are you feeling? I know you're feeling good.
Dude, I'm feeling good because I was here like, we just got our, 0-4 and it's like over. 0-3 is like, life support. We're 2-1, man. And so I'm gonna crack a cold one to that.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah.
And so I'm stoked, man. We really it was hilarious because we were sitting here, we're gonna try to develop one of these 2 late round quarterbacks we got, and then we trade for Malik, and there was criticism, right? There was people like, what the hell is this for? What is he gonna do? What's going on? And so here we are sitting on Victory Monday, 2 for 2. Malik Willis keeping the dream on track, man. So props to that guy. For my other podcast, every once in a while I do a big cheese of the week. Yeah. And I put it out there. Malik Willis is winning the vote. Like it's not even close. It's like he's got like 90% of the vote right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I was gonna say they had a plan in place when they drafted Clifford. I think they kind of reached on him when they grabbed him because of the quarterback run in that draft last year, right? This year, Michael Pratt was really highly regarded coming out. I think he'd be a 3rd round pick, turned out to be a 7th round pick. And Goody has shown a propensity to keep draft picks just for the sake of them being draft picks. And he didn't do that this year. And I'm thinking that's him learning that, hey, look, just because I drafted a guy doesn't mean I'm going to keep him. If he's not getting the job done, he's not getting the job done. You go and get a 3rd round pick in Malik Willis, who for all accounting purposes didn't have a really good career up until this point, not any fault to his own. He had to come in as a rookie, still learning the game. He was a kid out of Liberty, played only 1 year at Auburn. So it wasn't like he had a lot of history, like being in a pro system. Yeah. And then, of course, going through multiple different OCs while being in Tennessee, that doesn't really do good for anybody. I mean, y'all remember Alex Smith, when Alex Smith was drafted by the Niners and he went through 4 different coordinators over a 4 or 5 year span, just really messed him up, right?
Yeah.
And to go from that, and he's only been here for 20-something days, and hearing LaFleur talk about it, LaFleur was like, you guys think but you guys don't know that what he has done is something that I've never seen. And it's absolutely amazing. And I love that. It was like the Jim Mora of like you guys don't know nothing. You think playoffs, like honestly, we don't. The amount of work that he must have put in, working with Tom, working with Jordan, working with everybody to get to where he is, and to be able not only run the offense like he did, but then this week they opened it up more. He's throwing the ball downfield. He's connecting 20, 30 yards down the field. And he just looks like he was having so much fun out there. And, man, like, it feels good to know that we have a backup quarterback who can come in and win us some games.
Dude, it feels so good. And, obviously the style of the offense is going to look a little different between these two guys. But to know that we can go out and score 30 points with Malik Willis. And the Titans D's no joke. Like, I shouldn't say that we went out and scored 30 points. Ja with the pick 6.
Yeah,
so the defense, Braden Narvison did his job. He got He got bailed out, though, I
Okay.
think, a little bit on that weird holding defensive call. At first, I was like, what did they call on the Titans? But then they did show it. He is like pulling the guy's shoulder pads
Mm-hmm.
so the guy can like squirt through the line for the block. So, it
It was a legit call.
penalty.
It was a legit
Oh,
call.
no, it is. But it's just like, how often is that shit called?
It's not. And the thing is, like, it was like week one retribution after we had made a stop on third down and Kenny Clark got called for the same thing, defensive holding on the defensive lineman, right? And so I'll say I'll take it. Honestly, we didn't need it, but hey, I'll take it. And you're right, Narveson did get bailed out, but the thing I like though is he did come back later and make a field goal, and and just there's something about his moxie I think that Carlson did not have, and I know that's something you can't really measure. But from what everyone's been saying is like there's something about the way he like approaches the game and like his mental makeup is completely different than what Carson's was. And I mean, we're seeing it. But I'm with you. Like, you come in here, you put 30 points on a team with a defensive coordinator who we all wanted in Denard Wilson, right? And on top of that too, you saw probably 2020 Ja on that pick 6, McKinney with another pick. Defense playing lights out, and then our offense, like, even though I feel like Josh Jacobs had a really, really good game, but he had a lot of plays that were called back because of penalties, right? By like Elton and Walker. Like, just the way he was running, and then, I don't know, man. There's so many things that went well in this game that we could just sit here all day talking about it because, like, you need that 3 phases of the game to kind of squeak out these wins when your number one quarterback isn't out there. And these last 2 weeks, they've shown they've been able to do that.
Yeah. So hey, I want to get into this comment section. This comment section is
it's blowing up.
It's going good here. So he's so to start off with kind of a good time to be a Packer fan, with the exception of field goals. Amen. I feel like we need like 100% day from Narveson, especially next week, right? And we'll get more into that later in the show. True North Packers fan, 8 sacks, that could work.
Hell yeah.
Right? You get 8. Yeah, that felt good. I don't know about you, but I put it in my prayer saying pin those ears back and get after him, and that's what happened. I was stoked.
It was cool too because like that was the one thing about that Tennessee offensive line was like it was like Swiss cheese, right? Like you knew that you're going to get pressure, and I think us taking advantage of that is something that we haven't done in the past. Where when Joe Barry was there, and other you would have quarterbacks that were not that great eat us up because we couldn't get anything going pass rush wise, and they got it done, man. 8 sacks and like 12 hits, 12 pressures too. Dude, I'm just telling you, like this week coming up in Minnesota, I know that they've been playing really high on really, they've been playing really well, you know what I'm saying? But their offensive line isn't like, you're not looking at, like the Detroit Lions right now. That's all I'm gonna say. But we're gonna get to that. Let's keep going with these comments here.
Justin Amandro, happy Victory Monday. Right back at you, Justin.
Thanks for coming, Justin.
Yeah, Justin also says penalties need to be cleaned up. And I agree with you, man.
Yes.
Shooting ourselves in the foot on some good drives or giving the other team a fresh set of downs when we don't need to be. Let's see here.
That was the thing, too. Like, I was going to say, at one point, they showed, like, the Packers had 10 penalties for, like, 76 yards, and the Titans had, like, 0. And I was like, what the hell? Like, are you kidding me right now? But, no, and they're saying it, too. Like, Walker's getting called for a lot of the same penalties. So they do need to clean it up because they're now watching for him, And we have to do a better job of just really, like, just clean that stuff up because that could be a win or a loss with those many penalties. It's almost literally the length of a football field right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that one that you had there? Sorry. Okay.
Matt LaFleur should be serious consideration for Coach of the Year. 100%. I mean, he's on pace for Coach of the Year, if you ask me.
Heck yeah.
True North, Xavier Avis McKinney. So far worth every penny. I'm just going to start calling him Weapon X, man.
That's it. That's it, man.
He's a monster. Does he go for 4? Is he going to go 4 for 4? 4 games, 4 picks next week.
Hey, man, if we're going to need one, it's going to be with, 6 cents Darnold, man. I need it. I need a pick, man. We're going to need to – you're going to need turnover. That offense is flying high. That defense is playing exceptionally well. You're going to need to force some turnovers. And, to get a shout-out from Charles Woodson about the way McKinney is playing, That's some pretty damn high praise, right?
Oh,
Hall of
yeah,
Fame
it
saying
is.
that this guy's playing the position better than anyone he's seen right now. And it's Chad Forbes, one of the guys that's on Twitter. He's like a big Twitter personality. He was talking about how the Packers may have overpaid for McKinney, you know. And don't get me wrong, Justin Simmons is playing well too, but he's older. He's 31 years old. So who knows? He may have a couple more years left in him. McKinney's 26. Oh, no, he's even younger than that. He's like 25 maybe. So, you know, we got McKinney in his prime years. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And Gil Lundgren, 10 interception season for Weapon X here. Oh, baby.
100%.
That's crazy. He could have more interceptions in this season than our entire team did last year. Bernie, imagine that.
that right there kind of sums up everything that we need to know about our defense last year.
Yeah.
That we've already encompassed what we did in the whole year in 3 games almost. That's embarrassing. And it's also amazing to tell you, you know, we just need to get the right coach in here with the right staff to get these guys to start playing their best.
Yeah.
100%. Weapon X, hey, look, that's what Brian Dawkins' name used to be. So, you know what? Like, again, good company. Good company, man. Good company.
But hey, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, I just want to shout out Tundra Town Clothing Company, the official sponsor of Game On Wisconsin. Game On Wisconsin. Let me get that in the microphone here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll throw the hat on here quick.
Nice.
Brewers can go on the shelf. They got the day off today. Their last day off before the playoffs. So here's the trucker hat here. Green Bay football, a tradition of excellence. But go check their shop out at.
I'm rocking the legendary shirt here. You know what I'm saying? It's a 3/4 sleeve. Not bad. You know what I'm saying? And it fits well. You know, so it's good, man. It's nice.
100% cotton, printed in Green Bay. Tundra Town Clothing Company. Check them out at tundratownclothingco.etsy.com. Use our discount code Game On Wisconsin. Here, you know, I'm gonna throw that down there in the comment section there.
Yes, sir.
Clothing code. Man, Etsy.
Anyone that joined the show yesterday with me and Jordan, me trying to do that promotion, bro, you got that joint on lock, dog. I was in struggle mode. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how did Bernie do this, dog? He's too damn good.
And I got to say, in middle school, high school, and my early college, I did do a little theater as well. Okay. And I think the theater background helps out with a little bit of just multitasking and public speaking and moving and grooving, man.
Well, look, it definitely shows, my friend. It definitely shows. I ain't gonna lie.
But hey, go check them out, man. They're like the hat is legit too. It is like durable, well made, and you will be promoting them all season. Oh, go check out I wanted to try something out here. Go check out their new shirt. Let's see if I can figure this out, man.
Yeah, the new one that just came out, the sweatshirt joint. Yeah, that joint looks nice, man.
Yeah.
Definitely post that up here if you can. Here you go. Nice.
Do I got it up?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, man. Cool. I'm doing the screen share thing. So they got it in so this is the warning winter warning t-shirt. It says warning winter, Green Bay, Wisconsin. You got the t-shirt there. You got the long sleeve.
That looks nice too.
And then you got, come on, baby.
Now that's my jam right there. That joint looks tight. I ain't gonna lie, that looks awesome.
I like that a lot. I dig the hoodie.
It's like the Vikings trying to do that White Walker bullshit, right? Like that's legit White Walker joint right there, man. Straight up.
So there's their new drop. That's their new drop. Remember, use that discount Game On Wisconsin. Yeah, that white T-shirt. I think I might get the long sleeve.
Okay.
Because the hoodie is probably my favorite, but I'm gonna kill myself. Brought number one when I drip mustard all over my white hoodie. I'm gonna be like, son of a bitch. Like, I think I'm gonna go with the long sleeve there for the winter warning.
I like it.
God, I hate the Vikings. I know we're gonna talk about.
You ain't lying. There's some good Viking fans out there, but not a lot. But I'll tell you this: like, these Bama's riding Clyde 9 right now. I want to shatter their dreams. I want to shatter their dreams, man.
But before we do, we're gonna do an NFL Week 3 wrap up. We're just gonna spend like 5 to 10 minutes, and we're gonna fly through the other games of the NFL. And what we're gonna do, Amar, is I'll lead us through here. We're gonna go through all the games. We're gonna end the wrap up with the other NFC North teams. Okay. That way, we just roll right into talking about the Packers.
Works for me, brother.
Just thought that would be an order.
I like it. Yeah, change it up a little bit. Get some people some more information about what we know about the other teams in the NFL. I like it.
I want to start though with that Jets-Pats game, that Thursday night football game, right?
Yep.
Got to see Aaron Rodgers look good. What were your thoughts of seeing the old Aaron Rodgers out there?
Man, he looked good, bro. There's something about the way he flicks that wrist and that ball goes 60 yards down the field, man. He didn't lose that. I'll tell you that right now. And he was able to run for a couple first downs too. And, the Patriots, their defense is pretty legit, but their offense normally has to keep up with them, but they couldn't keep in that game plan. They couldn't keep running with, Rodgers playing the way he was. Yeah. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Wisconsin's finest. It was a good game. And we started to see Rodgers starting to get more comfortable in the offense, get more comfortable with the guys around him. And, it definitely showed like what he could do with that team, considering the fact that defense was playing with their ears pinned back. And there was that scene between him and Saleh where like Saleh goes to hug him after the first touchdown and he pushes them away. And then you find out later it's because he said 2-score lead. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I went back and looked at it and read his lips, and that's exactly what he said. He's a 2-score lead, and they kind of pushed. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And honestly, look, last year I was definitely on the Rodgers hate train because I wanted a higher pick. This year, I mean, hey man, like I'm not rooting for him. I'm not rooting against him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as a football player, he's an absolute amazing talent. And honestly, when him and Garrett Wilson get on the same page, they're going to be a force to reckon with. I'm looking forward to seeing them in Buffalo play. That's going to be an awesome game, I think.
I want the Jets and Bills to be clashing to the end of the season for the AFC East Championship. Yep. I want the Jets at least a wild card. Hey, look, whatever your feelings are about Aaron Rodgers, the NFL is a better place when Aaron Rodgers is out there playing football.
100%.
And then come on, like I know the odds are not great, but the fact if the Jets and Packers both made the playoffs, there's an outside chance you could see a Super Bowl of Packers Jets. Give it to me.
The scriptwriters couldn't make that up any better if that something like that happened, man. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
Let's push on here. Here's an ugly one: Giants, Browns. Hey, Malik Neighbors is good. Yep. Daniel Jones had an okay game. Yep. Browns are bad. Watson was a bit better, but I can't believe people sat down and watched that game yesterday. I watched highlights and read the box score, and I was like, that's enough for me.
Remember when we had a vet on the show, right? And she's a diehard Browns fan. I was feeling for her because everyone thought that the Browns were going to wipe the floor with these guys. And not only did they didn't wipe the floor with them, they literally lost to like a team that was getting smoked by everybody. But Malik Neighbors is him. That guy is taking someone like Daniel Jones and making him look pretty decent. And he had an amazing game. I had a 2-touchdown game, 7 catches, 66 yards. He was unstoppable. Yeah. And honestly, like as a whole too, like just you starting to see the Giants maybe putting it together, but you don't know how much that had to do with the fact that Deshaun Watson, I don't think he's it, honestly. Like
no. They made a big mistake there.
I agree. And I was a big fan of his when he was in Houston before all the drama kind of hit, but after that, it's kind of really hard to be on his side. And unfortunately, as a football player, he's just not getting it done. And I would love to see Jameis Winston out there because I think you put Winston out there with that offense and with those weapons, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper. I mean, dude, and with Nick Chubb coming back here probably next month or so, they could be a force to reckon with. But that was a bad game. It was a boring, nasty, just boring game, dude.
Yeah. Let's do Chargers at Steelers. Let's do that. Okay. Justin Fields is 3-0. Steelers defense is good as always. Harbaugh's O gets stifled, right? He went in there and it didn't work out for him.
He got smacked in the mouth. That's basically what occurred, man. Like at the end of the day, the funny thing with that is where I really thought that Harbaugh was going to be able to give the Steelers a run for their money. Because they do play smash mouth football. I thought they were going to run the ball. I thought J.K. Dobbins was going to have a big game. Yeah. Justin Herbert being hurt didn't help. But then again, I didn't think they're going to run the ball. I didn't think they're going to throw the ball anyways. But, man, look at Justin Fields, man. He's behind the thing is, Justin Fields' setup is no different than he was in Chicago. Chicago did have some pretty decent defenses when he was there. Not great, but except his last year, they were supposed to be, top 10, right?
Yeah.
He had decent weapons, just like he does in Pittsburgh. But overall, he's getting the job done. And he's 3-0. I mean, I'm not a big quarterback wins guy, but I really want to just keep seeing him have success over there in Pittsburgh. And you're right, dude. That defense, literally time and time again, I'm like, man, like they're not gonna be good this year. And then what happens? TJ Watt wakes the heck up and shuts me up really fast. And he's literally on another campaign for Defensive Player of the Year. It's insane.
Yeah. They have like 4 former Wisconsin Badgers on that.
Yeah, they got a lot. Yeah.
That shit, like, it's like, it's weird. My relationship with the Steelers, right? We beat them in the Super Bowl. My mother-in-law is a Steelers fan, but I don't know. I typically cheered against them.
Yeah.
But with all those Badgers on the team, sometimes it's just like, man, I can't cheer against these guys all the time.
I mean, they Herbags. They got the defensive tackle Benton. I think they got a few players, man. They're all good
Herbig, Watt, yeah,
Watt, yeah. Dude, I'm just saying, like, their defense is definitely stacked with a lot of dudes, and what I like about Pittsburgh is they are an old school kind of team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's an amazing coach. I'm a big fan of his. I don't really care about the whole win-loss record thing, even though they say technically he's never had a losing season. But just the way he coaches and the way he gets the most out of his teams, no matter what they have going on, he still gets it done.
Yeah. Isaiah Loudermilk. That's the other. He's another defensive.
Isaiah Loudermilk. Yep. That's it. Yeah, that was another one. I knew. It was some crazy name. I wasn't. That was farthest off my brain.
Loudermilk. I mean, where else could you be from than from the University of Wisconsin?
Agreed.
Eagles and Saints, man. I thought we were gonna get like a shootout.
Yeah.
What the hell was that, man?
That was a defensive struggle, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, and those are both teams we could see in the playoffs. Barkley, impressive once again. Carr back down to earth in that game.
Yeah, 100%. I hate to say it, like, Carr was playing lights out, and I really thought he was going to light them up, and he did not look good at all. And the thing with Derek Carr has always been, which is with most quarterbacks, if you get pressure on him, he crumbles. He just does. That's just the way it is. And that unfortunately showed in that game. Chris Olave had a pretty good game. He finally kind of woke up and got a touchdown when, Kamara didn't score one, Rashid Shaheed didn't score one. But all in all, for Philly to go down into New Orleans and win that game, I gotta give them credit. I mean, they weren't looking too hot after that loss to the Falcons, and they got the job done.
I did not pick them to win that game.
No.
Yeah. Here's a wacky game. Broncos at Bucks.
She's a man.
A surprise of the weekend, maybe. Baker went down 7. Baker threw a pick early. They got almost returned. But the Bucks threw a pick, lost the fumble, and two turnovers on downs. So four turnovers essentially there for the Buccaneers.
I think that game was one of the biggest upsets ever. Everyone thought that Tampa was going to go in there, blitz the daylights out of them, and Bo Nix was going to get ate up. And not only did they have an answer for the blitz, Bo Nix was checking it down and getting the job done. Baker Mayfield had a decent game, but not what he's been doing all year. And the truth is, like, just kind of like watching just that as a whole. There was some highlights, like Bucky Irving, the rookie. He looked really, really just amazing. Like, you talk about just spriery and just full of electricity, man. He's electric, bro. And then Chris Godwin, he is a man possessed. Like, Mike Evans is my dude, but Chris Godwin has turned out to be the number 1 receiver over there. He's literally had three back-to-back weeks of just excellence. And you know what? It's okay. I think Buccaneers are going to be okay, but you know what? They did have some weapons missing. Vita Vea on defense was missing. That's a big guy on their defensive line that makes a difference when it comes to their blitz packaging. So that was an upset. Like, I think I picked up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense in all my leagues, and except 3 leagues where I picked up the Packers defense showed up. I was like, come on, bro, really? That doesn't make no damn sense.
Panthers at Raiders. Hey, man, another surprise. Dalton still's got it, at least for one game.
Yep.
Chuba Hubbard was a beast.
He went off, dude. Oh
And
my gosh.
Deontay Johnson, 8 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown.
Yep.
So, hey, man, Panthers, I was thinking to myself, Panthers might go winless this season. And Andy Dalton's going to make sure that doesn't happen.
There was something like a stat where they said like, what did they say? It was like a bet. You could do like plus like 300, Carolina having no more than like 1.5 wins. Okay. And like in the defense of Andy Dalton, he's a seasoned vet. Like he's not some like, and he was a pretty good quarterback when he was starting, right? So for him to come in and play in this pro style offense and the one that Dave Canales has had kind of set up was expected. I just didn't think it was fair that Bryce Young didn't get a fair shot at it because the fact that this is his second year with a new offense coordinator, a new offensive scheme, whole 9 yards, and he got like 1 game or like 2 games. Like, come on, man, that's not fair to him, And so for me, like I just felt like, I didn't think the Raiders were gonna like get blown out, and for them to be seeing all these crazy stuff, like people are making business decisions, which I did see. Dalton getting another shot. He's gonna start against this week against Cincinnati. I think you're gonna see Dalton come back down to earth, even though it's a revenge game for Dalton against his old team that drafted him. But man, that was a crazy game, and there was on the halftime they showed Devontae Adams on the sideline, and one of the guys on Twitter, what is his name? His name's like KG or something, right? Like he's a good dude, man. And he was like, "Man, get him out of there. He's so sad." It was true. It was so true. It was terrible.
Yeah. Dolphins at Seahawks. Are the Seahawks for real at 3-0? But the thing is, they beat the Broncos, the Pats, and the Tua-less Dolphins. I don't think they're real. Seahawks at Lions next week, so they'll get a chance to show us if they're real. Are the Finns cooked? Do they try to trade for Russell Wilson?
Oh, dude. Damn, that's a good call. Wow, I didn't think about that. Like, if Pittsburgh is okay with just running with Justin Fields, I would send Russell to Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would hate that because I hate Russell Wilson. But him being in Miami,
he's ready to retire. Send him to Florida. That's what people do down there.
One step closer. But dude, I mean, honestly, in his defense, with him having that, I mean, the offensive line in Miami is not good, so he's gonna be running for his life like he normally is. Yeah. But if he gets a couple of moon balls down to Tyreek and Waddle, it could save some fantasy teams. I'll tell you that. But that game was, oh man, it was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. Skylar Thompson, I had a lot of hype for him. He was actually a really good quarterback coming out of Kansas State. He was actually
he was fun to watch, man.
Yeah. And that one game in the playoffs where he was starting, he actually was dishing the ball out. Like he was distributing it like crazy. I mean, those guys, Waddle and Tyreek both dropped 2 touchdowns individually in that game where they could have probably beat the Bills. And he came out in this game. He was playing scared. He wasn't trying to throw the ball downfield. He didn't want to throw no interceptions. He's a bad man. And Tim Boyle came in, former Packer, Mr. Western Kentucky himself. And he kind of drove down a little bit, but all in all, it was terrible. It wasn't a great game, but it got the it was what you call it. Oh shit! I'm drawing a blank real quick. Who the hell they play? Who is Miami playing?
Miami's playing the Seahawks.
Oh, Seahawks. And Seahawks, dude. Miami Dog coming up in there, and he is doing his thing. Zach Charbonnet came in. He's literally the 1-2 punch Ken Walker when he comes back. And Geno Smith. Even though Miami's defense did show up, they sacked Geno 5 times. Geno still got the job done with DK Metcalf and my son Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Nice. Ravens at Cowboys.
Wow, it's a game.
The Ravens saved their season. The boys a little too late. Mike McCarthy, is he on the chopping block? And we also found out that Jerry Jones likes BBC. What the fuck? I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
I don't know why Jamie Foxx was hanging out with Jerry Jones, but after that, I would I would not be hanging out. That's some weird ass shit.
That was some weird ass shit. Talking about some damn dick size and shit. I was like, dude, why would that come out your mouth, dog? Like, what are you talking about? And like, it's just like creepy old man vibes, dog. That's all I got from that. All right,
dude.
And I was a little, but no joke. Like, yeah, King Henry came in there. You saw the true king of rushing is back. He looked amazing, and the way that they ran that team. Honestly, again, Baltimore was up by 3 scores, and for some reason, the defense just started laying the Dallas Cowboys back in, and it was a 3-point game before the end of the game. Yeah. And even though they may not have any urgency of being scared that they're going to lose again, it got close. Like, if they didn't get that first down, it could have been all she wrote, right? So, I don't know. So for me, I was just like, I was impressed with Lamar Jackson. I was definitely impressed with King Henry. And, Dallas saved themselves from a fantasy perspective, like Dak Prescott, and them that had a pretty good fantasy game. But all in all, bro, it was Baltimore Ravens domination the whole time.
Niners.
I think Mike Zimmer might be out too. Mike Zimmer was a guy that I wanted us to get to, but maybe the NFL has passed him because that defense does not look good at all for the last 3 weeks at all. Sorry, I had to get that in.
No, you're good. Niners and Rams. The pictures look like a home game for the Niners.
Yep.
The Rams should just go back to St. Louis. Purdy, his box score looked like he balled out, but Rams pulled it out late.
Yeah, honestly, like that game, the Niners have shown that they're in their injury bug season. It seems like every year they have like a really good year. They go to the Super Bowl, and then the following year, the injury bug literally decimates them. I mean, they have Christian McCaffrey in Germany right now looking at a specialist for his Achilles tendonitis. Okay. Yeah. Javon Hargrave, the guy that they brought in to replace Javon Kinlaw, tore his triceps. So he's done for the year. And then on top of that, too, Trent Williams got really banged up, but he came back in, came back out. Debo's out. Now they're saying Brock Purdy has a back issue. Then they got on top of that Nick Bosa playing injured. And Hufanga is still not back from his ACL. They just had nothing but injuries. And the sad thing was, even with all that being said, you still thought the Niners were going to win. And somehow Stafford was able to pull out the win. And I got to give, I'm not a Stafford fan, but hey, man, when he finds a way, he finds a way. And he was throwing the ball to Tutu Atwell and Demaryius Robinson and a rookie named John Whittington. Like, he was just literally, Kyron Williams was the star of that show. Kyron Williams, 3 touchdowns again. For a punt return, which McVay was calling him, he had one hell of a game. I got to give it to him. So anytime the Cowboys and Niners lose and the Packers win is an amazing Sunday for me.
Absolutely. Chiefs at Falcons, that's bullshit. Chiefs get away with it all. That non-call and the PI in the end zone. Mahomes a little sloppy.
Yeah, he ain't look good.
I feel like this is the first time in Kirk Cousins' career that I find myself cheering for him.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice raced his way to a big game, but be careful with that racing, Rashee.
Well, it's funny you say that. For years, up until this last couple of years, Mahomes was not only one of the best NFL quarterbacks, but he's one of the best fantasy quarterbacks. Yeah. And now you can really see that fantasy aspect of him is going away, but he's still one hell of a damn good NFL quarterback. He's just not putting up the gaudy numbers he was putting up before, right? They're definitely running the ball more. The teams are really focusing on taking Travis Kelce away, so it's allowing Rashee Rice and other people to get open. And again, Atlanta had a chance to win that game. Even though that PI on Kyle Pitts was a legit PI, I do agree with Raheem Morris when he said, you know what? I like my money, so I'm not going to talk about the refs because we had opportunities to win this game and they didn't. And he's right, because even when they went for a 4th down on the goal line, they didn't get it. They could have kicked a field goal. They could have kicked another field goal, and it could have been a tie game, right? But instead, they went for it, didn't get it, got back down again, didn't get it. So it's like they did get robbed a little bit, which I think is going to annoy people more with the Chiefs because this keeps happening in every freaking game where they keep getting calls or no non-calls. But especially in this game, Atlanta had a chance to beat them. They had a chance to knock them off. And sometimes you do got to go up against the refs. But you know what? Running a sweep on 4th and inches is just dumb as hell to me. I'm sorry. I guess Bijan Robinson is a very, very talented back. He's a top 5 back. I know that for a fact because he embarrassed the shit out of us last year. But like, let's be real. Like, you're the quarterback, sneak it. And they even said we knew that he wasn't going to sneak it. And you know why? It's probably because he's still worried about his leg a little bit. Kirk Cousins is. But the hell with that, dude. If that's the case, you go Wildcat and then just have him run up that way. But dude, you have a yard or an inch to go. No, you're running up the middle. I don't care. Like, dude, they got too cute, man. They just got too damn cute. Plain simple.
Yeah. Get into that NFC North now. Lions and Cards. Lions needed that to keep pace with that rest of the NFC North. Goff ain't it, man.
Bro. I was waiting for this game. I was waiting for you to bring this game up because the truth of the matter is that there was a play before the first half, right before the 2-minute warning, where Goff got blitzed. He threw the ball up. Linebacker grabbed it, took it to the house for a touchdown. Then they throw a whistle flag and say, "Oh, sorry, this game was finished by a 2-minute warning." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, nah, dog. Like." I was like, and they go back to show the replay, and he had hiked the ball at 2:01 going to 2:0. So it's like, and that would have made a difference because that was a 2010 game, and then it would have been 2017, right? Yeah. And I figured right after that, Arizona had every chance to beat Detroit, and like Kyle Murray kind of went back to his old. I don't know what was up with Murray, but he was literally trying to get 10 points with every throw. He was trying to throw the ball downfield. He was throwing it to Marvin Harrison Jr. in triple coverage. He's just making plays that he had not been making at the beginning of the year and end of last year. Like he was playing really smart football end of last year and this year, and then he really went back to old, just really bad habits, and it was sucked. It sucked, man. I was really
the second half. I was going to say the second half of that game wasn't any fun.
No, it was boring because nothing was going like, dude, like they made stops on defense. Even as bad as Arizona's defense was, they made stops to give them a chance to win. And they just kept going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I'm like, or 4 and out. And I'm like, dude, Detroit's not that good. Like, Detroit's like over here, like, you got Dan Campbell selling his house because the fans found him or some shit, which I think is kind of interesting to say at least. Like, okay. And on top of that, like, I don't know, Detroit to me just looks like pretenders, man. Yeah. Like that hook and ladder was really sweet. Don't get me wrong. That was a pretty tight touchdown, but like, I don't think Detroit's it personally.
Bears and Colts.
Oh God, yeah,
man. It's just the Bears. The Bears still
suck.
It's that offensive line, man. That's all I'm going to say is the offense. Like, the Bears defense can definitely play, but that offensive line is horrendous. That's all I can.
That's true. I think you nailed it, dude. The truth is, like, it didn't matter who they got back there. It didn't matter what weapons they got. They have not invested in their offensive line since the Olin Cruz days. And that's a very, very, very long time ago. And since then, you're going to get that man killed. He threw it 55 times. He threw for 357 yards against a team who was known that you could run on. Yeah. Like, I'm so happy that Shane Waldron is there because he is a terrible OC, and he's just making it so much better for us as fans because now we can watch this team implode from within. And all this is going to do is going to just completely eradicate any confidence that Caleb Williams has. Now, would I like to see him succeed somewhere else? 100%. But while he's in Chicago, I want his downfall as quickly as possible. And so, look, for them to lose to the Colts like that, and they had great ample opportunities to win the game too. They were on the goal line a couple times. They couldn't punch it in. Hey, man, I was loving it. Another team losing just adds to our sweet victory Monday.
Absolutely. But then the last game we haven't talked about yet was the Vikings ass kicking of the Texans.
Jeez,
what is going on with this Vikings team? And it's they're the real deal or not? I don't know. I think we can expose them this next week. But as for the Vikings, do you have anything to say about their game this weekend?
You know what? Like just to touch on the Houston Texans real quick. So the Texans, they had to go pretty much score for score against the Colts, who we beat pretty easily, right? Yeah. Then they barely beat Chicago, and that was a tough game for them. And then now they went up against a team like Minnesota, and they got 8 up. So maybe the Houston Texans aren't as good as we thought they were. I'm just trying to believe that. And then when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, or as Mr. Ross Tucker would say it, the Minnesota Vikings, they are definitely hitting on all cylinders on offense, defense. Aaron Jones is looking spiry as ever, right? Yeah. But again, week 1 they play against Giants that were still literally the worst team in the league, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, week 2 they play against a Niners team without Christian McCaffrey, and now week 3 they play against a Houston team that might be a pretender. So you know what, like if Jordan Love does come out there, or for that matter, Malik Willis is out there, would be a great test for that Brian Flores defense, because they're calling Brian Flores the McVay Shanahan killer. But I was like, yeah, you can say that if you want, but he ain't kill LaFleur like that. LaFleur ate his ass up. Pause. He ate him up, man, and on New Year's Eve. So all I gotta say is, you know what? I'm looking forward to Sunday, and I'm hoping Jordan can play. So Jordan can play. I think he'll have some fun trying to dissect that defense.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about that upcoming game. Let's just put some finishing touches on this revenge game.
Yep.
What's your cherry on top, or just like you maybe some, I know we like to do last words for our episodes, or last thoughts or feelings on the victory of yesterday.
I think for me the cherry on top was watching Malik Willis and Will Levis hug at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was a really touching moment, but just knowing that as much as Malik was downplaying this game, downplaying coming back home, playing against the team that drafted him and then traded him away, he showed up and he showed out. And to do it in the way that he did it, where, again, he had a 120 quarterback rating. He threw and he ran for, a collective like 250 yards. I mean, and the fact that he was able to lead multiple scoring drives and doing that against the guy who they believed in over him, who really couldn't get anything going. Yeah, he got a couple of touchdowns, but other than that, they really didn't get much going on. And in the face of adversity, Malik whatever time Malik was running for his life, and he still was able to make positive plays. Yeah. You didn't see that with Levis. So that was my cherry on top, just him getting his opportunity to go back home and to do it and then still be so classy about it at the end.
Yeah.
Like no matter his message has been consistent. I love that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. For me, man, I want to go with like there was 2 third down and long throws, one to Watson, one to Romeo. Oh my goodness.
Sick.
Those 2 throws, like when I saw how far the ball was going in the air, I was like, oh God, I was like getting nervous. I was like, oh,
Brett Favre all over again. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh man, he's throwing it downfield. Oh boy. Yeah. But hey, how about Watson? He had two catches for like 67 yards. Yeah. Love to see him get rewarded after those comments and he made about it's team first. If I'm not a big part of the game plan or whatever, it's not a big deal. We're playing for a win. He had a great interview there, and then he had 2 big grabs. Each of them were, I think, 30+ yards, and it was just cool to see Malik. And I said Malik was going to throw the ball 5 more times this week than he did last week, and it happened. 14 pass attempts last week, 19 this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's before we get in, one last thing I want to touch on before we talk about Love's likely return to face the Vikes is this Packers D. This Packers D is so good that Jerry Jones would love this D. So I don't know, man. This defense is like, I was saying, week 10 coming out of the bye week, right? But that's when we're going to see this defense really crank it up. And it's just like, man, I think we're ahead of schedule here. I think they can get better, but like some of the production we've seen, performances we've seen, we're ahead of schedule.
I think defensively they've gotten better every week, right?
Yeah.
And basically, if they've shown the quarterback stats of each quarterback they faced, and all the quarterbacks they faced have had their worst stats against us. So as long as we can keep performing on offense to where the defense is having opportunities to not just be on the field too much, right? Where we saw that a lot last year in that week 1 game. I think that you're going to start to see you're going to just see Halfley kind of keep going into his bag about what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And just like setting pressure, finding ways to get mismatches and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, this week against this Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings team is going to be a true test, because I think Jordan Addison's going to be back. You had the revenge game with Aaron Jones. You have Darnold playing probably the best football of his career. And, Kevin O'Connell, he's a damn good OC. He's a damn good play caller, right? And so it'll be interesting to see what Halfley can kind of come up with to kind of like, get Sam Darnold off his spot. Because if you watch all these games, he's been really involved in a quick game. He's getting the ball out fast. And on top of that, too, like they haven't been really able to get a lot of pressure on him. So, but the thing with any quarterback, you get pressure on him, you can make him make mistakes. And that's what they're going to need to do. And you know what? Lucas Van Ness got his first sack. JJ got a sack. I mean, dude, everyone got a sack.
Everyone got a sack.
Like Oprah, man. It was like everyone gets a sack, man. I loved it. And I mean, what do you think, though? Like, I just, what are your thoughts on the defense, like, as going forward? Are we in? Are we back?
Just keep taking the ball away, man.
That's it.
That's it for me, man. Because the more opportunities you give your offense to score, and if you're giving them a short field on some of those, or shit, if you're just taking the ball back and scoring yourself like Ja did this weekend.
Yeah.
If you can put up points on defense or give a short field to your offense. If your offense is starting in field goal range after a turnover, that's what I keep asking. That's what I just keep asking for.
Yeah.
I'm okay if we give up some chunk plays and maybe some points. As long as those turnovers keep coming and those sacks, I will be happy. So that's defense, right? They're going to need a good performance against the Vikings. I kind of feel like this is likely when Love's going to return, right? We're hearing that he was nearly back for this one.
Yeah.
And you got to imagine that he's going to be ready to play next weekend. I think it's a noon central kick or 11 central kickoff on CBS, right? They're playing
on CBS. You got Kevin Harlan, you got Trent Green. Yeah, so you got that crew. It's a CBS game, which is kind of crazy because they're both NFC teams, right?
Yeah.
They said Jordan's going to be limited all week this week, practice-wise, and they're hoping that he gets more team reps, which is interesting to say the least. And, like, I don't know, man. I just I think someone said in the chat, if he's at 90%, you play him. And if he's lower than 90%, then you play Malik, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I really want to see 10 back out there. I just enjoy watching him play. But then again, though, I do enjoy watching Malik play, too. Number two, he's electric, man. I just feel like you rarely see him make a mistake. And I was watching some of the tape of like highlights of like what like Flores is doing with his team on defense. Dude, they are doing some crazy shit, dude. Like he's basically getting everybody up on the line. Then he has literally like a linebacker and a defensive tackle fall out, and everyone wants to blitz, and then the offensive line doesn't know who to pick up, and it's like they're gonna have their work cut out for them. But if anything, I know that when it comes to situations like this, LaFleur, Stanovich, Butkus, they do find a way to literally get the job done.
Yeah. That's good. It's going to be a big game, man. The Vikings, they won in New York 28-6, and that win didn't move the needle for me, but last week they hosted the Niners. But the Niners were, they were banged up.
Yeah.
And like you just said a bit ago, the Texans, man, they might have that, some regression going on there. We'll see if they figure it out. So if Minnesota comes and beats us in Green Bay and they start off 4-0,
with us being that fourth win, dog, we ain't going to hear the end of it. You know it, dog. You know it, man.
No.
It's going to be terrible. I don't want it.
That's if that happens though, the Minnesota is such a franchise that would start off 4-0 and miss the playoffs. Though.
Yeah, they would 100%. 100% happened to them last year, and they happened the year before. They've had multiple years where they've started out strong and they just fizzle out then. So I ain't worried about that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it either.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? We got to talk about Aaron Jones, right? We probably got to get into that discussion.
Honestly,
facing Aaron Jones in this game.
They interviewed him after the game, and they were like, how's it feel to be going back home? He's like, look, I'm not going to make it about anything more than what it is. It's another game. But the one thing I will have going back is gratitude for where it all started and the team that did take a chance on me. I was like, you motherfucker. Now I gotta like, be nice to you now because you're gonna say some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I hate you. No. And Aaron Jones will be always my guy, even though he did make comments like, oh, this is the most fun I've had my whole career. And I'm like, okay, dog. Like,
yeah.
Fuck out of here with that. Like, you just talking too damn much, trying to get these people all like riled up. Like, oh yeah, you're a Minnesota Viking now. I love the skull chant. Like, shut up. But like, it's stupid as hell. But at the end of the day, though, it's gonna be a good game. I think he's gonna have some fun up against us. It will be definitely a true test for our defense. Again, they have shown to not fare exceptionally well against top tier running backs, but if anybody knows Aaron Jones, Matt LaFleur knows Aaron Jones, and he even said it too. He's probably the one player that he has found the most enjoyment out of coaching, and I'm probably not direct quoting that correctly, but no joke. Yeah, I'm just I'm very much excited to see what he can do back in Green Bay, and I'm hoping that we can send him home with a loss, man.
Yeah. Hey man, the comment section. There's some good stuff going on here.
We got.
Looking into next weekend here. Most hated Minnesotan for my birthday. All I want is a Packers win this weekend. My sanity depends on it. So I hope for your sanity's sake, we get a Packers win. Key Soder says, I really, really hate the Vikings. Most hated. The Vikings are obnoxious as shit right now. Need to be shut up. Yeah, man, they are really they're out there talking right now.
Hell yeah, man.
And let's see here. Here we go. Key Soder, my level of hate for the Vikings is unhealthy, correct, but unhealthy.
I agree with that.
Most hated hate is correct in any quantity.
Yeah, I think both of them are correct in that. 100%.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's bad blood here. And here's the thing, man. For the last 30 years, honestly, the Packers-Vikings game has been the premier rivalry of the NFC North for like the last 30 years.
Yeah.
We have won, I think, 75% of our matchups against the Bears and the Lions since like 1992.
Yeah.
But when you go and you look at the Vikings since 1992, it's like I think 35, 20, and 29 and
yeah, it's more evenly matched.
Yeah. And then in the last like 4 years, it's deadlocked at 4-4.
Oh shit. Okay.
So wow. This is a game that's definitely, I think there's more tension here, right? Yeah. Bears are like little brother. Lions are kind of like little brother. Because then if you look at the NFC championships in the last decade, I think Packers have 5.
Yeah.
Vikings have 3, and the Lions and Bears each have 1.
Wow.
So it's just like if you just look at it, it's been in between more about the Packers and Vikings in this division than the Packers and Bears. Packers Bears, that's the more historic rivalry. But this is a big one.
Yeah.
This is a big game. This feels like it's going to be like a playoff kind of level game. And here's the thing: it is the first gold package game. Any thoughts and feelings about that it's going to be a gold package
show up
game?
Man, show up and show out. Don't do this like get off my lawn, sit down crap, and don't sell your tickets to Vikings fans. Like find other Packer fans to sell your tickets to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you can make good profit, I know you can make some good money, I understand all that, but like just do your part. If you're not going to go to the game, then just sell it to someone that you know is a Packer fan that's going to go to the game.
Yeah, I think the gold package people are going to show up.
Yeah,
the big week, the year that there was big controversy around. I think one gold package was like a Monday night game, and like the other was like a Thursday night game, and they're like, well, what the hell? Like we don't like. It's hard for us to go to those weekday games. So it's early. It's on Sunday. I expect the gold package people to show up.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be. I did not expect this. I was thinking it was gonna be like a 2-1 Packers team, right? This is where I expected us to be. But I thought this was going to be like a 1-2, 0-3 Vikings team here. And it is a
same. I think I expect them to be the worst team in the NFC North, and they're the best team. So look what we know, right?
Yeah.
but you're right though, man. Like it's one of those things where I was like, holy crap! Like it wasn't what I was expecting at all. Really, I was like, damn, like okay, you guys are showing out, but let's just see if they can keep it up. That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, come on. The Seahawks are also 3-0 and on top of
Yeah.
the West. The Vikings are 3-0 and on top of the Central right now. Or North, sorry. Central. And the good old NFC Central making a comeback, baby. Bring the Buccaneers back up here. But no,
I don't want that. They always be whooping our ass.
the crazy thing is like looking at the NFC West and NFC North with the Seahawks and Vikings both 3-0. Those are two teams that could mightily fall in the upcoming weeks. But
I agree.
I'm stoked, man. It was another fun weekend of football.
Yes.
It was, it's always Victory Monday is always better when the Packers win.
Hell yeah.
I know. I think the Bills are kicking some ass right now on Monday Night Football.
Destroying Jacksonville. I mean, Doug Peterson might get fired tonight, dog. It is bad. It's 3-34. It's like, dude.
And Commanders are up 14-7 on the Bengals, looking to end the Bengals season already, maybe.
Like, dude, are you kidding me right now? I don't think anybody saw that coming. So, but it's only the second quarter right there for them. So, they're, Cincinnati got the ball. They're driving right now. Second quarter, 10 minutes left. But no joke. Like, hey, there's a lot of hate going the Commanders' way, and they were able to run the ball right down their throat. So, hey, I don't know. We're going to see. I mean, this is the game that I thought that Higgins and Chase would go off. So,
So go enjoy the rest of these Monday night games. The Bills game is over. So if you want to watch some Commanders Bengals, I would do so. I like watching the Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. I think his name is. He's averaging like 6 yards a carry right now. So go enjoy him. Like you said, let's go run him. I'm kind of cheering for the Commanders to put the end of the Bengals season. I don't know. I was cheering for the Bengals just a couple years ago, but now I don't know. It's fun watching teams get you're done, man. It's over for you.
Well, I'm an LSU guy, right? So I always got to root for my Jamar Chase and my Joe Burrow, right? And so I mean, I love those guys. I just want to see them do well. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing why I'm always torn with Justin Jefferson. So I love Jets, man, but that dude's on the worst fucking team that you can.
Absolutely
makes it worse, man. Shit.
Yeah. But hey, thanks for everyone for stopping by and dropping in here on Coast to Coast Packers on Game On Wisconsin. Just remember, official sponsor, Tundra Town Clothing Company. Find them at tundratownclothingco.etsy.com. I threw that in the comment section earlier. Go find that website if you want to go check it out. Discount code Game On Wisconsin. They just dropped their new threads there. The winter warning shirt. They got a t-shirt, long sleeve, and hoodie. Go check it out. Other than that, man, let's get last words here to wrap up this Victory Monday #2 edition of Coast to Coast Packers.
Honestly, I think we're on Jordan watch. We're on Jordan Love watch, trying to see what happens with him, what kind of practice. He's supposed to be limited all week. Let's see if he gets any team reps. Also, let's see if we get any guys, if any injuries pop up. Hopefully no one's banged up. And I know Darnold came out today. They said that he's clean and that he doesn't have any injury. His knee is a knee bruise, but he's okay. I'm happy to hear that because I don't want to see Nick Mullins out there. I want Darnold out there. So if we win them at full strength, not at this BS, right? And I'm just really looking forward to the week, man. I'm just, I'm riding this high. And, just like last season, we know what to expect. And this season, there are some expectations kind of placed on us. But let's just take it week by week, man. Let's just enjoy as much as we can and just, just take full advantage of just watching this team perform and, go with the ebbs and flows and not get too worked up one way or another. And last word, Josh Myers had an amazing football game. Josh Myers killed it. And I got to give him props when he earns them. And he had a hell of a game. For him to do what he did against Sweat and Simmons, props, man.
Vomit.
Season's over.
Vomit-free game for Josh Myers.
Vomit-free game. So true.
And I guess my last words is I want to throw a shout out to Emmanuel Wilson. Congratulations on your first NFL touchdown, man. Well deserved and a fantastic play on top of it. It wasn't like, here, man, punch it in from the one. It was this, a screen pass, and he did the work to get it in there. You just love to see that dude, that young man, get it in the end zone for the first time. So hey, I'm stoked. My last words are we got a playoff atmosphere game, I think, coming up already. It's going to be the first quarter of the season. Let's hope we roll out of it 3-1. And just like you said, it's going to be Love Watch. So just be waiting for your news update ring and look for Love popping up. I think we'll see him.
Exactly right.
Yeah. But other than that, we'll have a post-game show this upcoming weekend, and we'll be back here next Monday for another live show. But as always, go Pack, go.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it, baby. Go Pack.